This week on MetaMentors, the hype coin, the meme coin, the newest S coin, Bonk. Bonk coin, is it the Solana savior bin, or is it just another wolf in sheep's clothing? We're covering this coin. It's the first dog coin on Solana. It's proposed to save the Solana network. It's gone gangbusters, not only the coin, but the projects that are involved. There's 100 trillion Bonk coins. On the surface, it looks crazy. Like on the surface, it's these coins that scare people away from crypto, but underneath, the stuff that they're doing is pretty awesome. They are drawing, if nothing else, they are drawing a huge community together and giving them something to be excited about. Did you know there has actually been a film made, has been recorded through the collapse of the crypto market, the SBF debacle, right into the Bonk coin? Did you know this?
I didn't know this.
Almost nobody knows this. I might be the only one. And guess who has access to the film?
All right, let's see it.
This film actually may look familiar to you. It's been around for quite a while. It's a classic. I just don't think you knew it had something to do with the market. So I'm gonna interject with some role playing so that you know what's happening here. So to start, we're gonna see the crypto market, leading into this year, basically leading into the collapse of the summer.
Okay, so 2022 crypto market.
There's your crypto coin holders holding their ground. It's brutal. It's a bloodbath. They're holding the line, and then comes in SBF. You might know him as Sauron. He's carrying the one ring to hold them all, which happens to be the Sol token. Come on, SBF. Taking out crypto holders. That isn't right.
It was in this moment, when all hope had faded, that Isildur, son of the king, took up his father's sword.
Isildur is your Bonk token holders, fighting for Middle Earth, the Solana blockchain. Bye-bye, SBF.
Sauron, the enemy of the free peoples of Middle Earth, was defeated.
So the idea here is the free people of Middle Earth represent the Solana blockchain. The ring to rule them all is the Bonk token, which was just taken from the grasp of SBF. The Sol token stolen back from SBF and all his crookedness. Sam Bankman-Fried, of course, all his crookedness. Thanks to the Bonk token, Isildur, they're rushing into the Solana blockchain, and they're going to save everybody. That's their claim to fame, is we are going to save the Solana blockchain and all its good people of the Middle Earth of the Solana. Devs, creators, games, all the cool stuff that Solana's been doing. All right, Ben, we're going to dive straight into the Bonk white paper, and it's pretty direct. The premise, the thesis behind the Bonk meme token is they want to save Solana blockchain. They think what Solana is good and it's worth saving. Not that it's dying, but it's taken a huge hit, specifically just because SBF owned a whole bunch of tokens and backed it. Like that, it's gotten a bad name for that. And the founders of this meme token, Bonk, along with a lot of other Solana believers, such as ourselves, believe that it's a great blockchain, and it's gotten a bad rap here for the last couple months just because it's been associated with Sam Bankman-Fried. So their core thesis For too long, Solana has been the victim of predatory VC tokens that prey on the wider Solana community. Bonk was created to flip the script and bring power back to those that made this network great, the people, like you and me, Ben, the working class people. In particular, 50% of all tokens will be airdropped to the NFT degens and DeFi traders that fearlessly go to battle as the world outside crumbles. The promising one-to-one artists and their proud collectors who call this network home, and finally the developers who enrich and grow the ecosystem on a daily basis. That's practically Lord of the Rings script right there, Ben. So they want to prop up Solana. They want to create some hype. They want to get the fun brought back into the Solana community because it's worthwhile. And the way they're going to do that is through this Bonk meme coin, which is basically tailored after the Shiba Inu and the Doge coin, the Shiba Inu especially. But they've seen the fame and the fortune and the fun that those brought to the Ethereum blockchain. And they're hoping the Bonk token can do the same for the Solana blockchain. And guess what? We're a couple weeks into this coin being launched, which was December 25th. Good day to launch it, I think, of 2022. And this thing has been a firestorm, not only coin-wise, not only has the coin gone up by as much as 5,000%, it's involved a ton of Solana projects, devs, dApps. I mean, they've really, really done a good job of laying some foundation here and bringing some fun back to the Solana blockchain. And you even mentioned this, but the timing is impeccable. Like, this project really shows you that there are a ton of people sitting on the side just waiting for the crypto Web3 market to kind of make that turn and start heading in a positive direction. We're not there, but this just shows you the excitement that's out there because this technology, these projects are so stinking cool. It gave me a little taste and a reminder of why we're doing this channel in the first place. But they go into, they basically go into how they're gonna do good through this meme coin, and they start by airdropping 50% of the actual token, the Bonk meme token. There's 100 trillion of them total. They drop 50% of it into the wallets of current Solana NFT project holders. There's something like 297,000 individual NFT projects on the Solana blockchain that received this meme token airdropped into their wallet. So immediately you have all this Bonk token. There's the 50% there, 50% supply, 50 trillion tokens dropped in. And then the rest of it is kind of divided up here. You got 20% of the coin being distributed amongst 40 active Solana NFT projects. So that's 296,000 individual NFTs. You got 15% of the supply going towards those who place the initial trades or early trades on open book. I'm not going to read all of these. 10% of the supply is going towards the artist, 5% towards the supply of going towards developers. So they're trying to support the Solana community and those that have been involved and have taken a beating over the last couple months. Pretty cool, idea. I think, other coins have tried this, but this Bonk token has had a lot of success so far. They caught a little bit of flack because they were keeping 5% of it for the early, 5% will be set aside for future contributors and development incentives. So the community of Bonk didn't like this, so they caught enough gruff that they immediately just went ahead and burned these 5 trillion tokens, and that put them back on track too. All right, I was tasked with team and social, which is actually pretty easy on this project, Ben, because the team is anonymous. There is nothing we know about the team, and they want it that way. They don't want any glory for any fame and fortune that comes with this project. It's community-based. They want Solana to do well. So the team's anonymous. So not much to say there. But what I will tell you, as far as the social media goes, they are killing it. The graphics that some of the, the GIFs that are with some of the social or the Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that are excellent. And their numbers are really, really high. They've got almost 100,000 followers on Twitter. And then on Instagram, they've got 57,000 followers. They've only got 15 posts. But take a look at some of these. That's my type of dog right there.
You got that dog in them.
You got the bonk. Let me go back here. Check this one out, though. This is the bonk group didn't create this, but this is from DeFi land, and they created this Bonk Sam game. And let me show. There's some more pictures of it here. So you can take a guess at which Sam they're talking about there, but yeah, you can bonk Sam, take out some of your frustration on SBF. But I just, an anonymous team, it's pretty impressive what they're doing. I don't like that it's anonymous with the project, but I get where they're coming from. But as far as their social media presence, they've got a great one. They're putting some really cool stuff together. Oh, and I almost left out. And they've already rolled out an NFT project. This is another example of the Bonk coin did not create these NFTs. This is another project within the Solana blockchain that created these NFTs, and they're obviously you can't see what they are yet, but there's 15,000 of them. They've already sold out. This is on the secondary market now with Magic Eden, and you can see they're going for about 15 Solana or higher, and Solana's right around $16. I'm sorry, Sol. They're going for around 15 Sol. Sol is running at about $15 right now, so you can do your own math. But there's 15,000 of them already sold out. Another example of a community within Solana that is being propped up by the Bonk coin, getting on the Bonk train and taking back Solana and making it a fun place to be, giving it some attention. So not much for the team, but the social aspect, the community aspect, I rated it high on our QOPR score, which we're going to be going over towards the end of this. But I like that part of it. So that's all I've got for team and social. I'm going to kind of stop here as far as the team and the story. The main valid points here is it has a story. It has a very good reason behind it, which is going to factor into our QOPR score, which we're going to review here towards the end of this with an actual rating that we've given this project. The team's anonymous. I'm not a big fan of that, but it kind of plays into the lore with this also. And they're getting it done. I mean, if you're beating Ethereum's number of transactions in a day, that's something to probably pay attention to. And they've accomplished that at least one of the days that they've been out. So that's basically what I've got with team and social as far as this meme coin. So I'm going to toss it back over to you for your first portion of this coin.
All right. So one of the things we've obviously been missing since we've been in the bear market is just nonstop news, articles on every website, Twitter blowing up, people getting excited for no reason just because it's an S coin. And that seems to be back. Like Ryan talked about, the feeling has just laid dormant for a while. There are a bunch of people in this industry who don't care about fundamentals or long-term holding. They're only trying to get in, make some money, and get out. And meme coins are the perfect way to do it. So you're starting to see, that's just the way.
Yeah, that's valid. Very valid.
It's a game. You know, some of these companies are creating games, but some of the people in the industry, this is the game. The game is buy low, sell high, get in, get out, and be done with it. And that obviously that drives so much clickbaity articles and YouTube videos, everything that you can think of, people are jumping on board. The thing is, when you have a social token that's based on the popularity and it gets a little popularity, then a bunch of people go, oh, look how popular this is, because it brings people to their website, to their article, to their YouTube channel. And then it gets bigger. And then when it gets bigger, they go, oh my gosh, it's growing. And then more people start buying it. And when more people buy it, then the price gets bigger. Then more people make article, and it just like these meme tokens that are built on communities and on social media and are driven by just the massive amount of people that pour into it. They don't have to be based on fun. It's not like 1,000 people are getting on here and going, the fundamentals aren't right. This is a bunch of people who are just, well, I'll get in. And then it's like you think, it's not anything that I want to invest in. And then it goes up, 500%. And then you're like, okay, well, it's done now. But now everybody else is investing in it. So then it goes up 1,000%. Then you're like, okay, well, I should have invested at 500%. Then it goes to 2,000. And you're like, okay, I'm getting in. Then it goes, then it loses 1,000%. And then you sell out. And then it really jumps up. And so this is the game that a lot of people play. And there are a ton of articles out there. I'm going to link all of these in our description below. But it goes over a lot of what Ryan said. A lot of these articles all say the same thing. They're just kind of letting you know what it got started at, what it's going through, how it was created, who created it, that it's an anonymous group or person that did it. But what I liked about this article was they said, will 2023 be the S-Coin revolution? And I couldn't agree more, because I think as much as the price of Bitcoin brings up the price of the crap coins, I think the excitement in the whole industry gets moving when the crap coins go up, regardless of what Bitcoin's doing. You know what I mean? And in fact, it's a lot of the people who do this, who know the game and who play it well, will try to turn their low market cap crap coins into a lot of money to buy Bitcoin. And then that in turn raises the price of Bitcoin, which in turn raises the whole market. So it's all one self-fulfilling prophecy, especially when you're dealing with meme coins and you're not dealing with an actual technology or something that actually, well, we haven't quite got this project or this game nailed down and finished yet. Doesn't matter. With a coin like this, everything that it's got, everything that's capable of is there. Now, people can adopt it and adapt it to their dApps and to their programs and to their games, and they can, accept it or not accept it, so it can grow, but only in terms of more social acceptance. And the more things that it can be used for, the more socially accepted it will be, the bigger it will grow, the faster it will grow. And it's not limited by, Ethereum, when they have to go through the verge and the merge and the splurge and all that stuff. It's like they're kind of waiting for these steps to get to the next level of technology so it can do something a little bit different, so it can do something a little more efficient or a little better. It's not the case with social tokens, especially meme coins. The sky's the limit. And if you're into high volatility, high risk, most likely going to lose everything, these are the tokens that you're waiting for. And it's not something to just be brushed aside, because clearly there's a lot of people. Everybody, I won't say everybody. People say, oh, these people are stupid. They don't know that this coin is practically, worthless. It could go to nothing. It's like, no, I'm guessing if there's 80,000 wallets, 50,000 or more were in this the last time and riding up Shiba and riding up Dogecoin. And they may have made some or they may have lost some, but they know what they're doing. They're playing the game. This is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like,
they actually enjoy gambling or shit shows.
Right. Yeah. It's like, this is their casino. You know what I mean? This is as dumb as going to the casino and putting any sort of money on one number on the roulette board. You're just picking and trying to buy low, sell high. I love it. And I really think, when Dogecoin started to really take off last year, and we're going to do a little bit of a compare and contrast later in this episode between the Doge and the Shiba and the Bonk coin. But when it really started to take off, it was on national news. It was in newspapers. Celebrities were talking about it. Elon was talking about it. I mean, everybody was talking about it. And it always boils down to, well, yeah, that's super high risk. So you really want to buy Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, it all comes down to the fundamentals. Yes, all of this stuff is high risk. This is like, do you want to go to the casino? It's exciting to tell stories about going to the casino and hitting a blackjack when you had $1,000 out there and winning big. But it always comes back to, well, what did you do with that money? What responsible thing did you do? And hopefully some of these people are buying Bitcoin, doing the responsible thing, and buying some of these, long-term hold forever assets. So it's really exciting. And I just have a ton of these articles And of course, Bonk, I don't, this Shiba Inu dog, it came from a meme a long time. I mean, it is literally the epitome of the meme coin, because this is from those old internet memes back in the day. And they all just, again, they're feeding off of each other. Rather than start something different and make a turtle coin or a certain shape or something like that, it's like you've already got momentum with the Shiba Inu dog, with that dog right there, with the meme, you've already got it. So it used to, some of the memes, it would hit people on the head. I won't go into all the memes because they're not family appropriate, but it would bonk them is what it was. So it's just playing right into the Shiba Inu, and it's the dog coin. So it's obviously a meme coin. You know that it's not something to be taken too seriously, but it is something that could potentially make a lot of money real quick, because again, we'll look at it later. Shiba Inu and Dogecoin were both laughed at and disregarded for most of their initial run, while people were buying and selling it down in the triple zeros. Everybody was saying, that's not a good investment. That's not a good investment. Well, if you bought it for 1/10 of a penny and it got up to 75 cents, I don't care who you are. I don't care how risky it is. It may not be a safe investment, but if you could buy it at the right time and sell it at the right time, there were no better gains to be made anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So
get on the hype train and ride it.
Yep. This article right here actually came out. This is the kind of stuff that you like to see. Again, if you've already bought it and you're watching it and riding it, this came out from the MEXC Global Exchange. Now, it was very hard to get Bonk the first week because you had to swap it. You had to get in and do it, the exchange, and you had to flip it with your Solana and stuff. And it's just so difficult. But MEXC is actually it's one of the smaller major exchanges. You can buy a lot of small tokens. We bought Next Earth on MEXC. I think Ryan and I both have it.
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, and I like it. But and maybe that's because I've spent some time on it. But I like him.
I like it, and I like that they grab these small tokens fast. So
yeah,
you don't have to trust it. You can get in, make your swap, get what you need, and send it out into a different wallet somewhere else.
Well, they're even on they're on Binance Smart Chain now. I don't know if they're actually on the exchange or just being offered on the chain, but I saw that just happened also.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like they picked up Bonk on January 3rd. So I mean, you're looking at just over a week after it was launched. So I really like MEXC. It's starting to grow on me, and I know it's going to FTX at some point. So don't keep anything on there. But I do like how it gives you access to some of these small tokens very quickly, and you're able to download and use it in America, which is not easy. Not a lot of the apps are able to do that. So when I saw that, I thought, well, that's great. That's how I'll be buying mine. And and then there's also, they've already got some yielding it. And I saw some of the yield farms for the Bonk token to provide liquidity for the whole network were returning yields of 999%. And I thought, you know that's not safe. That I don't know if that must have been APY. So that is per year. It'll double your money, but it's like 900. Wait, no, that's 10 times your money. I mean, that's 1,000%. So yeah, that's 10x your money in a year. But it was just like, why people are doing it, because these gains, if you've got the money in there right now, are insane, especially if you bought it, the first or the last week of December, and it's already gone up so much. You've only invested a little bit, but you have a ton, but you could be staking this stuff and getting better than 999% APR. So there's just so many articles. Like I said, I'm going to link them all below so you can get in there and read them in its entirety. I don't think it'd be a very good video for me to just sit and read these articles. But this last one, which will kind of lead into my part that I'm going to explain later when we compare and contrast. But so far this year, Bonk is outperforming both Doge and Shib. Now, anybody who knows anything knows that obviously it's easier for a much smaller market cap to get a higher percentage than Doge, which has an $11 billion market cap. I mean, it's like number 7. It's in the top 10 of crypto. So it's hard for Doge to double overnight when you have an $11 billion market cap. So this is obviously a very clickbaity, build the excitement type of article. But again, a lot of people, and I think maybe I'm in this group, just likes the excitement of crypto, just likes the fact that one day you can buy $500 worth of a token and the next day you can buy a Ferrari, so it's exciting. And I know, excuse me, very few people are going to do that, but it is exciting. And I've made a little, I only invested a little bit, last year and stuff. I've made a little bit on some of these, I wrote up Dogecoin for a little bit. Man, at one point I had almost 50,000 Dogecoin. And when I sold it for a penny and a half each, I thought I was so smart because I bought them for way less than that. But then it went up to, 70 cents and just good. But it's exciting.
Story of your life.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. And hopefully Ryan and I have both been buying a lot of other cryptos. I guess I say I have. Ryan's focused mainly on Bitcoin, as he should be. But I feel like once the market starts to turn, I'm going to have some good stories, hopefully, with some of these tokens that I bought a lot of. And Bonk might be the next one. We're going to run it through the Copper score, and we're going to give you an idea. Now, the Copper score is not a hype score. That's not is this something you should buy or should not buy? Because that's up to you. That's based on your deal. This is not financial advice. We're looking at the quality of the whole project. So when you compare something like Bonk to something like Bitcoin, it's probably not going to have a very good score. That doesn't mean it's not something you could take a gamble in if you feel like it. It means it's not something you buy and hold forever and never look back and put your whole life savings into. This might be one that like I said, is your play money, is your gambling money. But we're going to run it through the Copper score. This will be our first official test of the Copper score, and we're going to see how that goes later in this episode. And I believe that's all I've got on the articles and the excitement for Bonk.
Let's talk a little bit about the bigger picture here, Ben, which, again, I said multiple times, the idea with the Bonk meme coin was to bring Solana back to life. And at least short-term wise, it's definitely done that. We'll see if it holds out, but they seem to have a large part of the Solana community behind this and backing them up. And so, as you can see, the headline here, Solana's own dog coin sparks joy for weathered community. So prior to this, Solana didn't have their own dog coin. Now they do. And it's barking loud. It's got a loud bark, Ben. We'll see if it has a bite to go with it. But just a week into the new year, and the new meme coin Bonk Inu has already grabbed eyeballs. We're here to reward everyone that made Solana what it is today. The team behind the Solana-focused meme coin went live on December 25th. 100 trillion coins, like we talked about. Meteoric rise as far as value. And kind of like I alluded to or mentioned earlier, it's even beat Ethereum as far as transactions at periods since it came out on December 25th. And so
hold on one second. You know what I like about that is they didn't use it as bait to get people to buy Solana NFTs. They didn't say, hey, we're going to drop all this Bonk token out. So buy these NFTs so you're ready to go by January 31st or anything like that.
Right.
They just went out to because what happens then is you have a bunch of people who buy them, who crank up the price, get the airdrop, and then drop them and drop the price back out. They didn't do that. They went to the people who, in the middle of a bear market, still own the NFTs, still work on the projects, are still participating in the dApps, and they gave it to them, no questions asked. 50% of the token, they just airdropped it to the people who are actually doing stuff. Nobody had the time to come in and snipe any of these. You can buy it now, but it's like that free airdrop at the beginning went to the people who are making Solana what it is, which is the beauty of the launch of this project. I love it so much.
Yeah. It's the heart of what is Web3, the community, and they're doing it with no strings attached, it appears. Let's jump over. I want to take a look just kind of at Solana, the Sol token, and just what it's done. So it goes back. This is just in the last week. And you can see it just was kind of trucking along. And then all of a sudden, as this meme coin had a lot of excitement prior to when the Sol started to jump up, but it was building and building and building and building. And then just here recently, you can see the Sol token is jumped back up again. And it seems to be just maintaining that line. So this project has been good for Solana. Solana, I believe, will be fine on its own anyways. It's in a bear market. It's taken a hit, but there is so many good projects on Solana already. There's, majority of the developers are still with Solana, although there's been a lot of FUD that they left. Majority are still with them. They believe in the project, which is why you have an anonymous group that came in strong with this Bonk coin, trying to bring some life to Solana when the whole rest of the crypto market is beaten down, right? So Solana is what's in the spotlight right now because of this Bonk token, and I think it's awesome. We'll see how long this lasts, if it continues on. Do we return to a more depressed state? There's a lot of prediction that that's where we're headed, but as of right now, the Bonk coin has served its purpose, which is bringing Solana back to life and supporting its community. And I think that's awesome, just like you were pointing out. I'm not going to go any more in depth into Solana because this is about Bonk, but it's definitely been good for that ecosystem. So I'm going to hand it back over to you.
All right. So we're going to compare and contrast a little bit between this meme token and previous meme tokens, specifically Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. Dogecoin is the king of meme coins because of what it's been able to do. I mean, it's above so many projects that have actual use, that have actual, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many great projects that do not have the market cap that Doge does. It just shows it's the ultimate meme coin. It's doing exactly what every meme coin aspires to do. And so people want to know, does Bonk have that potential?
Yeah, meme coins exist because of Dogecoin. Is that not
meme
correct?
Coins? Well, no, because there was meme coins before Dogecoin, but like really, Dogecoin is the penultimate. It is what every meme coin aspires to be. You know what I mean?
Maybe I should have said it's the authority as far as meme coins.
Yes.
It's what's made meme coins cool.
Right. 100%. Meme coins were literally S coins before this, but now they're meme coins. They're built as a joke. But if you have an $11.5 billion market cap, it's not a joke anymore. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean? You're ahead of a lot of. He's got a bigger market cap, I believe, than Solana. So, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
that's just a meme coin. So it's very hard to judge which meme coin is better. When these launched, pay attention to the prices right here. So when Doge launched, it was this price. I've made them different colors so you can actually see how many zeros back we're going.
Okay.
So you can see the Shiba Inu. This is how cheap it was. It's so hard to tell how much money is going into these projects and how much each coin is worth, because after two, that's what you're used to. $1, and this second blue one right here would be 1 penny. So then every time it goes down, it gets less and less and less and less. So when Dogecoin launched, it was not that cheap as compared to Shiba Inu. It was way less than a penny, but that was the price that it launched at. Bonk launched at this, which is pretty cheap, but it's not as cheap as Shiba Inu. it's a ton of tokens. And even if it went up 100x, it wouldn't even get up, to a penny. 100x wouldn't do it. So they either have to burn them or they have to have an insane market cap to get up there. Because Dogecoin went from this price to 0.71 at its highest. So it did go up a ridiculous amount. And that's what everybody's hoping to do. But that's why 130 billion, that can't be right. No. That's the current circulating supply, not the money. That's the number of tokens. Okay. So that was the price. That was how many tokens there were, 130 billion. Bonk token, they have 100 million, but there's only about 50 to 60 trillion tokens in circulation. And Shiba Inu, same thing, 550 trillion coins in circulation. That's why the price is so low. So when it gets so low like that, it's hard to compare, like if you say, well, $1 is worth 2, Spanish pesos, or I don't know what the actual rate is, but it's much easier to compare it like that. It's much more difficult to compare it when you're looking like this. So what I always have to do is look at the market caps, and then you just go by how much money. I don't even know how many Shiba Inus you'd get if you put $100 in there at that price. So what you have to do is go by the market cap. So this is the current market cap, not the launched market cap. Doge is $10.1 billion. Bonk is 86 million. In comparison, Shiba, right about halfway there, basically, at 4.8 billion. Bonk was going to reach the market cap of Doge. It would be 117x. So you have to think about it where if you put in $1,000 into Bonk, if you thought Bonk could eventually take off Doge or get to where Doge is as far as market cap, if you think Bonk is going to get to a $10 billion market cap, that's a 117x. So if you put $1,000 in there right now and it became Doge level, you'd have $117,000. And that's if they don't burn any, if they don't get rid of any, if they don't airdrop you anymore. $1,000 right now, it would be 117x to get to the Doge market cap. To get to Shiba Inu, it would be a 55x. So that's kind of how you have to, like, at this point, I'm not thinking, okay, I want 10 billion Shibas, or 100,000 Shiba Inus might be worth 10 million bonks or vice versa. It's very hard when you start getting up in those numbers. You're just looking at putting in the dollars. If you think that Solana has that ability, even though Solana, the network that it's on, is much smaller and much less used than Ethereum, then now would be a good time to make your bet. So here's the whole span of the Bonk chart. Here's from start way back a long time. It was way last year, December 25th-ish. This is what it looks like. This is what it did. This is its little run up, which is in the middle of a down market. It looks good, but the price is very little. It looks like the highest it got. Oh, that's the volume. It traded $153 million. Right now, its market cap is 86 million. Yeah, so it traded crazy. More than its entire market cap.
Almost double.
Yeah. So if you're in it for the game, what a game to play. Here's Dogecoin. Now, Dogecoin was out for, I think it came out in 2013, but it didn't take off for a long time. It was made as a joke. Yeah. Look at this way back here. 2013. So it basically didn't do much. Here was a bump. I bet at that time, yeah, that went from a 2.8 million in volume to 283. So that little blip in the radar right there was probably a huge week, in comparison. But then it was nothing to the run up that happened right here. And the highest I can see is 65, but I know it was over 70 cents at one point. I'm pretty sure because I probably bought some at 70 cents, but then it's come back down. But that was so much longer. It's hard to tell right here how much was getting traded, whether it had a jump like what Bonk did. but it existed for a long time. If you look at Bonk in comparison to this, say it ran the identical course, that's 8 years from now. That means you're not looking at it until 2030. If Bonk does this exactly the way that Doge did in 2030, it'll go up, 100,000x. I mean, it's just insane numbers what they did. Shiba Inu is probably more closely related to the way that Bonk's going to go, because it kind of took off right from the beginning. Not as soon as I thought, but I guess that timeline's much shorter. So Doge is basically 10 years. This only goes back to 2020. So this is just a couple years. So it did take off pretty quick. It had this jump right here. Maybe this is where we're at on Bonk coin right now. That initial jump in excitement, and then it falls back down. What was that? Did we talk about it on this show, Ryan, where it was like the IS curve where it shoots up real fast?
I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but I know you and I have talked about it.
And then it comes back down. But then as the technology and everything else sort of catches up to it, and they're like, oh, yeah, actually, you can do a lot of stuff with this coin. Then it sort of goes back up. And, of course, this rode up with just the whole market, but then it shot up again. So, if you picture maybe Bonk is right here in this little dip right here. So maybe next month we'll shoot up that high, and then maybe by the end of the year, once the whole market starts coming up, getting ready for the Bitcoin halving, we're right there. So one of the ways that you can make exponential amounts of money in this industry is to make some I don't want to say low risk, they're high risk gambles, but do it with a little bit of money. If it goes up 100,000 times, if it's a 100x project, you don't need very much in there to make incredible gains. You can always and should always be betting on stuff like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some more safe stuff, even like Solana and Polygon, stuff like that. But if you've got some money to bet, and if you were going to go to the casino today and play cards, maybe today take that day off and put a little bit in Bonk, try it out, because
it's kind of the entertainment factor, right? It's like, if you want to get into the whole deal, you're like, I'm going to put $50 into this and then follow along and read the articles and just watch it up and down and stuff. Like it's kind of for the entertainment value. And it might just actually, just like a lot of people that go to the casino, they're like, we're going to go there for a night. I'm taking $80 and I'm not planning to come back with it. We're going to have some fun, but I might get lucky and win $8,000 while I'm there, which would be awesome. So that's how it seems to me.
Yeah. And it's like, if you talk to the hardcore, either the Bitcoin maximalist or the people who are deep into Web3 with like the real technology and the stuff, who are building real projects, who've been doing a lot of work for a long time, they say, don't invest in something like Bonk. That's stupid. That it's not based on anything. It's just a meme coin. It could be gone tomorrow. And it's like, that's like regular toy companies, Monopoly and Mattel and the people who built G.I. Joe and Ninja Turtles saying, Barbie. Don't buy fidget spinners. They're stupid. They're just a fad. It'll be done. That doesn't mean that the people who were selling fidget spinners at the mall for that year, that one good year, didn't make tons of money. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, they're silly. Yes, anybody can make a meme coin. Yes, they're not branded. Yes, it's very easy to replicate this type of a project. And then you're just hoping that it builds the excitement. But it doesn't mean there's not money to be made. So if you're doing it correctly and you're doing it safely and you're not risking the whole farm, then it is really enjoyable. It is a pretty good time. And if it gets up to where, who knows where these market caps will be in 5 or 10 years. It's like, it doesn't ever have to catch Dogecoin to be Dogecoin levels. Dogecoin could get to $100 billion market cap. Bonk could still only be 1/10 of that, and it would still have gone up 100 times. You know what I mean? Yeah. So go ahead.
I'm sorry, and all the good that it's done for the community, at least to this point. I mean, it's brought projects to light that I'd never heard of that now I've heard of, and it's brought lots of energy to the Solana community and the ecosystem and stuff. So there's these intangible parts to this that of good that's come out of it, you know. So it is just a meme coin, but it's brought a lot of fun and energy and exposure to the Solana community.
And I don't like comparing anything to Bitcoin unless you're comparing it negatively to Bitcoin. But it is fun to remember that sometime back in the early 2010s, people said Bitcoin was ridiculous. It was a silly investment. It was going to go away. It wasn't going to be anything. And now its market cap is worth $337 billion. I'm not saying that anything else can catch up. What I'm saying is, how can you possibly know when the government's just printing money like it's a kid with, an unlimited supply of ink? It's just printing money as fast as possible. It's not really how much something is worth. It's how much you're going to have to pay for it. And if dollars become more and more useless, then the price of stuff is going to keep going up and up and up. And nobody would have thought 10 years ago that a Bitcoin would have been $17,000. And it's been 70,000. You know what I mean? Like right now it seems ridiculous, but like it has the potential to just blow your mind. Like if you think, well, it's got to catch up to Dogecoin. If you think Bonk's going to get to Doge, it means it has to have a $10 billion market cap, which would put it at number 6 on all the cryptos of all time. Yes, unless in 5 to 10 years, everything goes up. If Dogecoin catches up to a $337 billion market cap, then having a $10 billion market cap isn't going to seem that exciting. But if you bought it right now, it sure would be a good day. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm going to start to ramble because this is the kind of stuff that I really like about specifically the coins. There's a ton of stuff I like about the whole network. I love the games, and I'm a big metaverse guy. I'm ready to do more stuff in the metaverse. But as far as just buying and selling coins, I love the possibility. I love, looking at a Dogecoin 2 years before it really blows up when it's 0.000728 of a penny, and thinking that at some day, I mean, they thought it was going to get to $1 and it got up into the 70 cents. It was close. But so many people had made so much money by that point, it's hard to not sell when your investment goes, from however many coins you had, from a fraction of a penny to 70 cents. I'd imagine it's hard not to sell. And there are going to be more projects that do that. How you're supposed to figure it out, I don't know. Like I said, we're going to go over the QOPR scale, and you're going to see that it's not a very safe investment. If I had to guess, but like I said, it might be something worth playing in for a little bit. You got anything else to say about this before we go to the QOPR scale?
No, let's look at the QOPR scale.
Okay. All right. So this is our inaugural test of the QOPR scale. I'm not sure whether this is a good one to start on or not, but it was very interesting. Ryan and I both did it. We came up with a score that we agreed on. We're going to go through it. The QOPR scale, you remember, is the quality of project ranking. So this is not a should I invest right now and sell next week? Will it be exciting for 2 weeks? Will I do this? This is the quality of the project as a whole, based on everything, including the team. And this team is anonymous. So it's hard to score a high point when your team is anonymous. Now, Bitcoin has done that, but it's also existed for 13 years since then, and that team has not come forward and said, oh, by the way, I also made 21 million tokens for myself. You know what I mean? Like
Bitcoin's team has a track record. Bonk hasn't been around to have it's anonymous with no track record.
So we're judging it based on the team and what we know about the team. Bonk, we don't know anything about the team. Bitcoin, we know that in 13 years, they've not done anything to change Bitcoin. They don't have any ability to reroute it. And as far as we know, they don't have any tokens that they've set aside they haven't saved 1 million of the 21 million for themselves and are just getting ready to cash in.
Yeah, other than what's in Satoshi's wallet.
Yeah, but it also hasn't moved in 13 years, right? That we're under the impression that that's dead. But okay, so the first thing that we're looking at is the team. We're looking for a team in order to get a good score on this. We're looking for a team that includes people of character who are recognized in their industry, committed to their purpose, and some of the best people in the industry, in their fields, people who we know and we trust. That's how you get a good score. It obviously goes down from there. We rank it between promising, exceptional, lame, or developing. Lame's the very bottom, developing, promising, and then really good is exceptional. If we don't know anything about your team, you can't be exceptional. We haven't learned enough about the team to be promising. Looks like I've given it a 4 points. That's lame. And that's only because when I say lame, it could be good. If I would have ran Bitcoin through this back in 2010, probably would have got a lame also, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if this is an FTX situation, if this is a rug pull, if this is some grand illusion. You can't know in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? You have to put in the time, or you have to dox yourself. And a lot of these people refuse to be publicly acknowledged. That could be a good thing, but right now we don't know. As far as quality of project, when you're looking at a safe, good investment, not knowing who is building the thing that you're investing in is not good. So I gave it a 4. Okay, the second thing we judge on is the project itself. That falls in the what category? Solana, first of all, I gave it a 7 points. That's developing, I believe. Solana-based meme coin, 50% of the initial supply was airdropped to current Solana NFT owners. It was originally built to encourage hype and excitement, but the utility on the Solana network is already in progress and quickly growing. So it was just launched a few weeks ago with a very, very low price. It reached its all-time high 1 week later with a very, very low price. It's been quickly declining since then. So we don't have enough information to really give it a positive score. We don't have enough going that direction. So the project gets a 7, which is good because anything that can draw this kind of attention with the little information and the little time that it's had, 7, I think, is a fair price.
Yeah, definitely agree.
Fair points. So then the reason, why did they do it? I gave it a 12 points. I like the reason. Whoever created this is tired of the negative relationship that Solana had with Alameda and FTX. Solana is its own thing. Solana is not an FTX project. It was just invested. FTX was a major investor at one point, but Solana is its own thing. It is not who invested in it. It's its own network with a great community of developers. Even Vitalik Buterin says so in his tweet, says they've got a real chance to do something with this. So the reason I gave 12 points, it's not FTX affiliated. It's built to inspire the fun side of crypto again, just the pure excitement. This coin is for Solana enthusiasts who want the same thing that the coin does. You know, the people who are interested in growing the community and having fun in crypto. This is obviously nothing serious. They obviously know the risks. This is just meant for fun. And like Dogecoin, we hope that it goes up. And if it does, all the better. But I gave that a 12 points.
Yep. As a meme coin, it's fitting its purpose, fun and exposure.
That's it on the head. Its purpose is fun and hype and exposure, and it is doing that. So 12 points.
Yes.
Next up, what area of Web3? This depends on how we judge it. You know, like, is it something that people want? Is it something that people need?
Yeah. Is it play to earn? Is it a metaverse? Is
Right.
it a DApp? What area does it service?
I gave it 11 points because while this coin currently serves no purpose that is not already being served, I mean, it does the same thing, but it's just doing it on a different network or different chain. While this coin serves no purpose that is not already being served as well as or better than the Bonk coin can provide, It is functionally a meme coin, and as such, its usefulness and adoption rate is less dependent on the coin itself and much more on the community that adopts it. What I'm saying is it's where it's at in Web3, its position is as a meme coin. So the coin doesn't have to do much. The coin doesn't have to be like, okay, well, here's all the cool things about it. And it does,
it's not much utility with it. It's just
I can't remember. SafeMoon has something, reflections. SafeMoon has reflections. So every time a coin gets bought or sold, like 10% of it gets burned and 10% of it gets distributed among all the other, so there's a lot of technology that gets wrapped up in some of these coins. This one doesn't really have a lot of technology. Its usefulness is in the community. What the community wants it to be, that's what it'll be. That's what it'll get used for. So I gave that 11 points because it is serving that purpose, and it is rapidly growing on the Solana network. People are using it to distribute it for prizes for games. They're using it to buy NFTs. They're doing all sorts of stuff with it. And in a 2-week window, that's pretty great to start that kind of adoption. So I gave that 11 points. Again, that's out of 20. So that doesn't sound very good. But for a meme coin, for a project that's been around for less than a month, I think 11 points is fair.
Yeah, agreed.
Next up is the MCAR, and that's the market cap, assets, and revenue. That's what it's worth, what it's got, and what it's bringing in. And I only gave that a 6 points for obvious reasons. It's my understanding that this is a very inexpensive project with no assets. They don't have 3D cameras. They don't have servers, buildings full of servers. You know what I mean? There's nothing that really goes along with it. So besides the coin itself, no assets, and there's no income. It's not generating any money. There's no products being sold. I don't even think there's like merchandise or anything like that I've really seen yet. Have you seen merchandise?
No. Yeah. And it's not directly bringing in any revenue that we're aware of, but it is bringing in some revenue into Solana ecosystem because of the community that's propping it up and use it. What's kind of interesting, but we can't rate Bonk based on what it's doing for Solana, even though that is its reason for existence.
We're rating Bonk on what Bonk is doing. So this project could go to 0 very easily. There's nothing keeping it from that. It's not like, well, if this whole project goes completely belly up, at least they have buildings, they have assets, they have customers, they have this. There's nothing like that to keep it. So if it goes to 0, it goes to 0.
It was a fun ride.
Right. It would require a lot more affiliations and integrations with apps and companies for it to begin to hold actual value. And they're building that. So if we redo this in 6 months, if we redo the QOPR score for the Bonk coin, could be a completely different score than it is right now. But the way it works, it's a very fluid ranking scale. And right now, if you're asking us, like if I was going to give my mom, hey, this is what you should invest in, the how, I'd only give 6 points. So it would not be a high score.
Merry Christmas, Mom. You got Bonk for Christmas. Yay.
You know what? Maybe next year I will get her some crypto. She'd hate me. She would hate to even have it. She doesn't want any part of it. But anyways, I've got it here. As it stands now, 111 of 23, Bonk's real value is in Solana's restless crypto community. And I mean that. That's what all the articles say. There's a little bit of like, just ready to get back into it. There's a lot of people out there that are ready to start recklessly investing in projects that have no purpose. And that's obvious by the nearly 100,000 new wallets done in the last week. So if you add up all those scores, the who, what, why, where, and how, or the team, project, reason, area of Web3, and the MCAR, it comes out to 40 points out of 100. Again, doesn't sound like a very good score. This isn't a should you invest now if you're planning on wait until it doubles and then trying to get out. This is like a long-term quality of project ranking. So something like a Bitcoin or an Ethereum that has a team that's been working on it, that's been building it, and it has a whole bunch of applications and it's getting used every day. and the price is good and the market cap is high and it's steady and stable, like that's going to get a higher score. Bonk got a 40 out of 100. With that being said, I don't know if Ryan's going to buy any, but I might throw $100. I might convert a little bit and see, because I have MEXC. They made it very easy. If I had to swap, I don't think I would even try it. But the fact that I have MEXC and I can do it on a major exchange, I might buy a little Bonk. Just to see what happens.
If my investment wasn't so focused at this point, I might buy a little bit because I do like what they've put together. And like you said, 40 points out of 100, not a lot. But when we're talking about a meme coin with a 2-year or with a 2-week track history, I'm impressed. To be honest with you, if they maintain the momentum that they are right now for another 2 weeks, so a month from now, I would be willing to. We'd have to do it, and this is just me shooting from the hip, but I would not be surprised if it didn't move from like a 40 to 60 points or something. I mean, if they keep the momentum they've got right now for another 2 weeks, I will be highly impressed because it is a lot of momentum and a lot of good right now. But I think majority of it is just because we're sitting on the sidelines ready to take action and do something fun with crypto and Web3 again. I think that's a lot of it. Even though it is good, I think a lot of it's based on hype right now.
Well, I'll tell you this. Out of all the projects that we've ran through the QOPR score, currently, number 1 is the Bonk coin. So the week of January 11th, 2023, the highest ranking project that we've got on our QOPR scale, and this will be important in 2 or 3 years when we've done hundreds of those, we'll remember that January 11th, 2023, not our first, our highest. Nobody has to know it was the first. At some point, this was the highest ranking project that we've ran through. So,
Bonk, there you have it. Solana blockchain, the savior. Will it dump? Will it kill Shiba Inu? We'll just have to wait and see.
It only has to 55x from here.
You're saying there's a chance. All
right. Good episode. Coming up next week, we're going to take a look at another metaverse project. Now, this is our bread and butter. The whole first year, that was what we did, was dig into these Web3, NFT, and specifically metaverse and crypto gaming projects. But now we're going to start ranking them on the QOPR score. Now, this one we haven't done before. This is called Sensorium Galaxy. I'm saying that right. Sensorium Galaxy Metaverse.
I like the name.
Yeah, I do too. I think you'll really like the graphics. It really looks pretty cool, and it's been around for a little bit. And I was just showing Ryan earlier. I looked at one of their concerts that they had, or DJ, whatever they did in the metaverse a couple months ago, and that video on YouTube has over 7 million views. So we look at very few projects concerning the metaverse that have anywhere close to 1 million views, and this one had 7. So here's the trailer for Sensorium Galaxy, and that's what we'll be doing next week. Thank you for watching this week. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of stuff. And Ryan, anything else?
No. Let's watch it.
Hi, Aurora. What are you doing in Sensorium Galaxy?
I came here to study people, the way they interact with each other and have fun. There are no parties on my planet.
Tell me about your planet.
My planet is like a giant electric network, where you can be present at several places at the same time. It's similar to what humans call the metaverse.
What do you think about the metaverse?
Metaverse is all about social relationships. Everyone is connected to everyone, and it's beautiful.
How can I make friends in the metaverse?
I think it's similar to real life. Just don't be the guy everyone hates.
That's good advice.
What do you think awaits us in 2022?
It will be just another year, a logical continuation of 2021, but it will have a stronger creative touch.
What do you mean?
I think new technologies will bring more opportunities for self-expression.
What fascinates you the most about humans?
Your curiosity,
It was a pleasure talking with you. See you later.
or not.
And I don't think you can really, that's not a very good trailer, but that's AI. That's a person talking to artificial intelligence. So you can kind of get why that would be pretty interesting. That was completely artificial, that robot talking back. So imagine that extrapolated over the whole metaverse. There's a ton of artificial intelligence stuff that's incorporated into this metaverse project. So very exciting. We'll dig into it more and find some better videos and some more descriptive videos. But Sensorium Galaxy next week, running through the copper score.
I'm intrigued. Sorry. Looking forward to it next week.
All right. Now good episode.
Now good episode.
I bought Bitcoin.